A jar contains 12 red marbles, all numbered 1 through 12, and 10 blue marbles numbered 1 through 10. A marble is drawn at random from the jar. Find the probability that the marble is red. Well, there's a total of 12 red marbles over how many total different outcomes could there be? So there's 12 red marbles and 10 blue. So that's 12 plus 10. And what we would do is we put that in the denominator, but we'd put it in, but any addition or subtraction in the denominator is always in parentheses. It must be done first before we do any other more calculations. So it's 12, and then the 12 red plus 10 blue gives us the total number of marbles in the jar, which is 22. So they just say round to 4 decimal places. So then we would do 12 divided by 22. And I get this 0.54, 0.54, 0.54, 0.54. So they want 4 decimal places. So I look to this number, it's 5 or greater. So I add 1 here and I get a final answer of 0.5455. And there we go. Double check it. Yeah, that's exactly what we get. All right, the marble is odd. Well, they're all the numbers between 1 and 12, which half of those are odd. And then all the numbers between 1 and 10, half of those are odd. So there's 22 numbers, half of them are odd. So there's 11 that are odd. So it's 11 out of the all total 22. The probability that it's going to be odd is the number of odd marbles in the urn. And there's between 1 and 12, there's 6 odd numbers. And then so that's 6 from the red ones. And then between 1 and 10, there's 5. So there's a total of 11 odd numbers. And there's a total of 10 plus 12 plus 12. There's a total of 22 total ones in the jar. So we always want to do our favorable outcomes, that is the odd numbers, over the total amount of outcomes. That's how most of these, anytime there's that we're picking a marble at random or picking up a card from my deck, if there's events that are all equally likely, like any marble could be chosen because it's being chosen at random. They're all equally likely to be chosen. So it's just the number of favorable outcomes, in this case, the number of odd numbers. That's because we're trying to find the probability over the total number of outcomes. That's how we're going to calculate probability in situations. So then I would write that as a decimal places. So 11 divided by 22 is 0.5. So it's 0.05 is that the answer for that one. Okay, now a marble is red or blue. Now the equation, this is an OR situation. We're trying to find the probability of red or blue. So we have to use the OR equation. And you have to think about this too. First you have to ask yourself, are they mutually exclusive? Being red and blue. So could a marble, if things that are not mutually exclusive could happen at the same time? So can I be red? Can a marble be red and blue at the same time? Well, not any of the marbles in this jar, right? Because they're all either red or blue. There's none of them that are partially red and partially blue. So no, that can't happen, not in this jar. So that means these are mutually exclusive. And if they're mutually exclusive, we can use a simpler OR formula that says if the probability of event A happening or event B happening is just the probability of the first event plus the probability of the second event. So, or you could just, another way of putting this is you could just, you think of red or blue as being, how many favorable outcomes do we have? So how many red or blue marbles do you have? Well, all of them are red or blue. So there's actually 22 red or blue. And then how many total? 22. So this is going to be one hole. This is what's the probability of me getting a red or blue marble? Well, all of them are red and blue. So every time that I put my hand in there, I'm going to get either a red or a blue one. So it's 100% sure when I put my hand in this jar and pick one out, it's going to be either red or blue. So I'm 100% sure of that. So that's why the probability for part C here should be one hole. But so we could do it that way, or we could do it by finding the probability of A, which is the 12 over 22, because let's say A is the first event that the marble is red. So that's 12 over 22. And the event that the marble is blue, I'll write that P of B, that is 10 out of 22. And if we add those together, you get 22 out of 22. So either way you want to think about it, if you want to count how many your favorable outcomes, and your favorable outcomes is anything that's red or blue, and there's 22 of those out of the total number of outcomes. So that's how you want to do this one. All right, I hope you found this valuable. Bye. Let's just double check it really quickly. Yep, and there we go. Okay.